It is Online Biz Real Talk today, everyone, and we have an incredible subject today. I'm so excited to be here because my friend Paulo is here. Paulo's in the house. Hi, Paulo.
Hi
Welcome, welcome,
everyone.
welcome. We missed you.
Yeah,
He's
I
one of
missed
my
you too.
hosts.
It's been a
Yeah,
while. Yeah.
I know, I know. We got a great subject today, and Paulo picked this subject, and it is what was one of the great assets and kind of ups you didn't expect when you start this online business. And we have a lot to talk about because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, especially the amount the several years that we both have been in this business. It was more of a gradual, I find, just sort of like what we've kind of been able, the positives of being able to be our own business, sort of business owners within part of a business community. So, I don't know. Do you want me to start off? I can just
Yeah.
start.
Go ahead. Introduce yourself. Go
Yeah.
start off.
Yeah. So hi everyone. I'm Paulo Perlez. Been a I've had my own digital business since 2017. My background is in nursing. I've been a registered nurse for over 19 years now. Currently reside in Vancouver, BC, but originally from Calgary, and background is Filipino. And yeah, so one of the things I've kind of gained out of this business is just having the confidence of being in front of people. I've had stage fright for many years since I was a kid. Being Filipino, I know a lot of you know Filipinos that love to sing karaoke and all that stuff. I could barely even do that in front of my family and friends. Like I would just start sweating and like I just get nervous. But now, like since I've been part of this business community, I have been hosting masterminds for new business owners. Doing we sort of like we have fundamental sort of topics that we talk about. So I was doing that for a couple years and hosted masterminds that were having like 200 plus people, log in and watching live. And other ones is like I interview great people who reach milestones, such as like Georgia. I interviewed her several months ago, and just talking about their journeys and just doing that live as well. And then also doing these business chats. So yeah, that's one of the things that I've gained out of this business. And even on my own business pages, you can see my business page from the time that I started 5 years ago to what am doing now, and just the confidence that is more present. And I get that from family and friends who watch my videos and say that it's like you just know how to say the things. Like you feel like it looks like you just know what to say. You're not nervous or anything. Although I mean, a part of me is still a bit nervous, but I would say 80% of it is still there. And like I'm confident now than what I was 5 years ago. How about you, like Georgia? Did you experience that over the last several years?
Yeah, I think when I first started the business, I was trying to be someone who I wasn't. I was trying to be this Miss Professional, right?
Yeah.
And it made me realize just be yourself. Dave and Roxanne was a huge like inspiration of that, and Michelle and Franco. Um, I watched them, and I watched them talk all about, their spirituality and God and all the amazing things that's happening in their life. And it started to push me to be an inspiration because when you become a coach in this business, it's it's kind of it's a big responsibility. You're helping people. We're a
Mhm.
coach, and you don't have to see it as a big responsibility, but I do because my job, me and Paulo's job, is to get people started in this business, right?
Mhm.
We need to help people and explain to people and make people understand. And believe me, you don't have to go live even if you're a coach. But I knew if I wanted to help people and I wanted them to understand that this is not a scam or a pyramid scheme or MLM, I would need to really express the business and talk about it
Mhm.
and show them the way, right? So I started to be myself. I stopped trying to be Miss Perfect, and it started to make me feel more happier and comfortable of who I am, right? Because we always judge ourselves, right? So
Yeah.
I felt like I would always judge myself, like, oh, I'm not perfect enough, or I use slang words, or I'm from New Jersey, or I'm from Toronto, and I'm that a half and
Yeah.
half, like kind of Canadian American. I have this little accent, and You know, I don't, and people joke with me. All my family are church friends. They'll joke with me the way I talk. They don't really quite understand where I'm from, right? They don't know because I have a little Eastern, and I always tried to be professional. And then I was like, no, like just be yourself.
Mhm.
And I was always afraid too uh, to um, to talk about on my page about God and stuff. Like I love God, and I'm not trying to push people towards Christianity, but it's who I am.
Mhm.
And I started to realize just be yourself. And that goes in anything in life. Be yourself, and you will succeed above and beyond. Be confident, be strong. You're all powerful. You know, God made you powerful. Um, there's a few other things that I literally didn't expect. I was just saying backstage with Paulo, the friendship.
Yeah.
You know, just before we hop on, he's asking me how I am, and I'm asking him how he is, and they're like it touches my heart. That's special to me. Okay, I have a lot of family that don't call me and say, "How are you doing?" You know, and it's not that I'm a whiner and that's what I want, but my business partners are my closest friends. Paulo is one of my closest friends that I bug sometimes, and I like, "Okay, what do you think of this, Paulo?" Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, I just feel very comfortable, and even Darren or Jacob
Yeah.
or you know Akina. There's a few of my business partners that we talk, you know, about our life or you know I've gained very strong relationships in this business with millionaires that are so humble, that are
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah, and I love how you point that out because we all got into business because we were looking for something better than our current day jobs, and so we're connected with like-minded people. But at the same time, with these like-minded people, we just don't talk about business. We talk about personal stuff too, because a lot of our personal stuff affects how we do our business.
Yeah,
And I love how we can, through our own personal experiences, that we can help each other out and so on. And so that's one of the things I've also gained from being part of this community is friendships through like not even people who I've met in person, but people I've met online that I can't wait to meet in person. And I've always experienced this as well. I don't know if for you, Georgia, but for me, when I've chatted with people online, because a lot of times these people we do things through Zoom or we have like a messenger thing that we talk with people over like 6 months, a year, 2 years, and you finally meet them in person. And I felt like I've already met them in person,
yeah.
and I get that all the time.
Same, same. Well, I didn't expect it. I was like, oh my goodness, he's so good looking. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, you're so built. Because you're always talking like,
Yeah.
like this, right? But if
Yeah.
anybody meets Paulo in person and he's like this built guy and he wears these nice fancy clothes, I'm like, wow, Paulo. I expected Mike and Darren to be really tall.
Yeah.
I did expect it, but I just didn't expect them how so loving they was. Like literally, people like it's even more better in person because you get to hug them and you're like, yay! And
Yeah.
so yeah, there's a lot of I totally feel that. Like it's like you're starstruck because there's people in our online business community who are like pretty famous. They're out there and they're online business gurus. Like
Mhm.
they are making millions and they teach us to do the same, right? So we
Yeah.
look at them like they're stars and we see them like ah, but then when you get to know them and you see them, you're like, oh, that's the way I was like pretending. I'm like acting like I'm not that, you know, excited to see Darren. Like, you know, I'm so excited. I just want to sit next to him all day, or you guys,
Mhm.
or and I don't want to, you know, there's when we get together, guys, whoever's watching, like there's like hundreds of us, sometimes thousands, right? So you don't want to take up all the time with the people who you've grown closest with. So you just let them hang out. But it's a joy. This community is a joy to be around all of us business partners. That's what I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. I want to talk about just on my end how you mentioned that you felt like this is a purpose of something that you want to do with the business and help other people out. And I was just reading this article this morning on Tony Robbins of like finding your purpose of like with work. And so, although nursing, I mean, I've nursed for so long already, and I know a lot of people in healthcare probably experience burnout or experiencing right now, but I've done it. I've experienced it twice over my career, and I don't want to experience it again. And so, doing this business where I love to help people, I'm helping people in a different light, in a different way, where I want to show people there is a way out of that 9 to 5 life where they're not stressed, overworked, missing out on family time, which a lot of people are missing out on family time because they're, although they come home, they're tired, they're exhausted, they're not 100% there because their lack of sleep, they're stressed out thinking about work, so you're not fully present. And so I want to show people that you can get that back. It may not happen overnight, but with this business, it's a gradual sort of build that you are able to gain that time and financial freedom again. And I love teaching people. I love showing people that what Georgia said, this is a legit business. This is not a scam. This is something that you put your hard work into, and you will get that return on investment. But the also best part is you have the support of our community, support of mentors, and support of coaches, and that's, yeah, I love what I do now. Like every time I'm still doing my day job. I still have a contract job that I'm doing, but I always look back, and like every time I'm doing the business, I'm like, I love that I have this business. I love that it's going to eventually help me build that financial freedom and that time freedom. So,
Amen. Amen. And that's what obviously it goes coincide with what I was going to say is I didn't expect the huge commissions. Like when I first started this business and I signed up, because you'll watch our free workshop, everyone, and we'll tell you where to go when we're done here. We'll explain to you how you can get started in this business. So when I started and I signed up after I watched a free workshop, I seen the commissions, but I didn't really notice how much bonus is. So there's a big up to, wow, like there's lifetime incentives, there's lifetime bonuses. I didn't expect that. I didn't even know what incentives was. So it's kind of like you get these no matter what, right? And I really like that. Like an incentive, I guess, in this online business and the affiliated company is once you reach a certain sales volume, you're going to get a lifetime bonus, right?
yeah.
We have 5,000, 25,000, 100,000. Like to me, that was a shock. I was like,
Mhm.
so I really appreciate that how generous these companies are. And also later on, I didn't expect that we were going to get more affiliate companies. I really liked that because like Paulo, I was just like looking on my phone. As you heard backstage, I've been so busy just with personal things, right, that I haven't been able to work on my business as much as I want to. But as you see, I'm still getting buyers, leads, contract signed. Okay, so that's really amazing. I'm grateful for that I can just work on my personal life and still, have the business running for me. But what I've been seeing is like I'm getting all this money from different streams. Getting 1,000 here, I'm getting 1,500 here, 9,000 there. Like there's all these streams coming in. So I'm really grateful for these other affiliate companies because now I don't just earn, from one company.
Yeah.
I earn from now 4 companies. So that's a big up.
Yeah, and that's so important now. Like over the last couple of years, like through the whole pandemic, we saw people lose their jobs left, right, and center because even regardless of how long they work for companies. So it's what we're trying to talk about is that when I talk to people about the business, I just say if this isn't for you, look for other online businesses or something as a side hustle because you need multiple streams of revenue to come in. Because that's your day job is not it's not like, it's not securable. Like there's a I find anytime that you're working for somebody else, you always risk the chance of losing your job. And so being your own boss is where you actually have more control. And the way the system that we've been attached to has been tried and tested over 6 years now. And it's just growing exponentially. When I always bring this number up all the time, just so that people know, is that when I started almost 5 years ago, over 5 years ago, I was like number 330. Like probably 330, 333. But now it's probably over close to 40,000 people globally doing this business. So it just shows you the scale and of how fast it's growing and how a lot more people are looking in the online space to look for legit ways to earn extra revenue on the side. And we know some people who still work full time on their jobs because they love it, but they have this side hustle so that they can actually have extra money to put towards their savings or give money to their family overseas or build cabins or go on more vacations. So like every scenario you can think of, you can use this as a side hustle to do other things to help you become more financially secure in the future.
100%. I have one business partner, Paula, that wanted to get started, and she got offered intuition for a career, right? So she's like, I'm going to take the schooling for a year. So she's like, and also I have my job. So she's like, I can't focus on this business. I'm not going to start right now. And my reply was, girl, like you don't have to focus on this business. If you want to put an hour a day or hour every other day, you'll still boom.
Yeah.
You'll still make a couple thousand a month. You'll still make 5,000 a month. And eventually you'll get to the point, because when you finish that schooling, and even in 6 months or even a year, you're finished your schooling for that career, you're going to drop that job. And guaranteed by then you're going to be making 20,000 a month. People don't seem to understand that. They're like, I need to have my full focus. I'll start then. Tomorrow never comes.
Yeah.
For the ones that think that way, I'm sorry, I have to say it. I'm one of those that continue to say, even in my last post, I said, if you want change, you have to take a step and make change. You have to jump out of that comfort zone and make a change. It's the reality of life. We humans are procrastinators. If they don't want to do something, believe me, I understand. And I once you get going, and it's like the thing like working out, Paulo. I know it too. We don't want to work out, but once we start working out, we feel it and we feel energetic, and we keep going, and we just keep getting better and better and better. And your mind is clearer, your body feels better, you feel momentum, you feel all of a sudden you're more focused. And that's the same thing when it comes to this business. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just going to point out, like with the knowledge that you mentioned, just the training and the information that you gain from like just going over the training, even if it's like 1 hour, 30 minutes a day. But a lot of the information that is part of our training system is universal. You can use it outside of the business. You can use it for other brick and mortar businesses that may want to go in the online space, or you may be able to use it as information that you can give to friends or family who have a brick and mortar business and they want to go into the online space, but they don't know how to do advertising on social media or have a social media presence. I've been able to teach friends of mine who are, have businesses like that, and gives them tips and tricks of like how to do like social media ads, or how to do their posts, or how to create their brand, sort of thing. And that's the stuff that we teach all new business owners how to do. And on a daily basis, things are changing on the online space. All our training is updated on a regular basis. So I think, the information that we have is like, I know it's close to like 20,000 or more, like just with how much information there is. Because I did remember I had a potential person who was wanting to do the business, and his wife was going to go to school for business marketing. And I think tuition was 20,000 a semester just to do that. And I told him a lot of information that she was going to be learning is in our training system. So
100%. I think the same way, because I taught my friend from real estate. Shout out to Ricky Andrews and Kamloops. If anybody wants to buy a house, go to Ricky Andrews. I showed her how to advertise, and she kind of blew up. She started posting, and I continue to see her post all of a sudden. Her and her husband are my very good friends, and they'd bug me. They're like, "Oh, Georgia, boss," or whatever they would joke around, or "Look what I made," or "God bless you," like, because they know my words. So
yeah.
I would joke around. And then I came to her house one day, and I set her up a page, and I showed her everything, and I showed her how to advertise. And I even did a training session with her, and now she's doing it all. Like, and I bug her all the time. Like, look at you online. Look at all your posts. Look at how good you're doing. Look at how neat.
Yeah.
So I do see that. And I've, for example, I hooked up Tito with his page. He's doing his gigs. Remember I sent it?
Yeah.
You guys seen it? So, and then my foundation, the Georgia Williams Foundation, I got my foundation out there. Yeah. So everything that I want to do, even my daughter with her bracelets, there's a million things I go on with my family that they don't want to do this business. Well, Tito is, but my kids, like they want to do their own thing, and I'm setting them up. So this is the online world is literally like, it's blowing up, guys. People, let's just put it this way. People are losing their jobs because everything's going online. If
Yeah.
you're not online, you're going to be left behind.
Hmm. Yeah, and I've heard that from other multimillionaires that are saying that it's not just from us, it's just people who are already at the top and say like if you're not in the online space or making multiple streams of revenue, then you are falling behind. And yeah, and I'm hoping when people are watching this that they'll feel inspired just, to watch our information webinar if they feel like this is something they want to look into, but look elsewhere too. Just don't rely on your day job as what's going to help you retire in the end, because we have a lot of people within our community who are close to retirement and they're doing this business because they realize when they're looking at the retirement plan, they're not going to have enough money to retire comfortably. And so that's why a lot of I think bulk of our community people are people who are close to retiring. So that's what I've noticed with a lot of our business colleagues.
100%. Like, and with Tito leaving construction, we took a picture yesterday, and the guy doesn't realize why we're taking a picture because he's a construction. He was dressed as a construction worker. So I'm like, can Tito take a picture with you? And he's like, yeah. He just keeps wondering because I'm like, go to the construction worker, take a picture. And he had no clue why I wanted him to take a picture with the construction worker, right?
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah.
Tito's story is he was working construction for 15 years, breaking his back, and blah, 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 and he left his job in 4 weeks. Mind you, I coached and mentored him very closely. He put 3 hours a day into this business after he went to work. He'd come home, work on the business. He'd do. Now, what I want to say to coincide, go along what you were saying, he would tell me that there was guys working there that were like in their 60s and they could hardly move in the construction. And they're still working and they're slow. And Tito's trying to say, just give me the shovel. Just let me do what you're doing. Like he's one of those, he wants to get it done fast because he knows if he gets it done fast, maybe he can leave a little earlier or whatever. The job site, like he just likes to get it done.
Yeah.
But they don't have enough to retire. Even if they wanted to retire, it's not enough. And for those who think, you don't have enough time to do this, think again. I'm a mom of 5. My twins were 2 years old when I started. I didn't have any help at home whatsoever, even financial help, because I literally paid for ads and did free ads too. I busted my bum with these kids and everything, got them to school, got them to church activities, babysat, sometimes spent the night at my friend's house because she wanted me to babysit to earn $100 a night. Spent whatever I had left over from paying bills and rent from my child tax benefits, I would put towards the ads or something. And then I kept doing free ads too. Today, I'm not to act the greatest. Today, I'm a huge leader in this community. I have an award in my name, which I'm so honored of helping the underdogs, of helping people, right? And being somebody who always ups people in our community, is always helping them. I'm getting these crazy bonuses. I'm a coach and president and CEO. Like where I was then, I sacrificed some time, guys. I stood up a couple hours after I put my kids to bed. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go out as much. I didn't want to, like people would call me over to their house, like my friends in the neighborhood or church friends. And all I could think about is I need to go home and I need to work on my business. I need to I don't want to be here. And it might sound harsh to some people, but my mind couldn't sit there and listen to what they were saying. I wanted to get home and I wanted to make money. When you start to see results in this business, you know where you could be. I knew if I keep working on this, I'm gonna blow up, and it's gonna be very soon. I'm at that tip. When you keep hitting that, that rock, and he's underground and he's hitting it and he's trying to get to those diamonds, right? And he stopped. Well, I was there. I kept hitting and I kept hitting. I knew I just need to get to that top. If I just work on it a little bit more, and I need to stop going to these outings, and I have to stop worrying, because me, like I'm very, how could I put it? I worry about what people think and feel. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't worry about what people think of me. It's just I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And if I can't go somewhere, if I can't do I don't want to hurt them, but I just had to take a stand back, and I had to be like, okay, I can't go visiting. I need to work on my business. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's all like your mindset, right? And that's the other thing, as you're talking, I'm like, that's the other thing that changed with I was not expecting, was the whole mindset of becoming, working for somebody else and change, and then having that mindset change of working for myself, and realizing and seeing what the true potentials are within this business from either yourself or what other business owners within our community have been experiencing. And you just want to do that, because I have that same feeling too. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I want to uh, you know, create another ad, create another post, or like do all these things for the business. But it's always trying to find that balance as well. And so with like family and friends, I always tell them I can't do things last minute. You have to let me know in advance so that I can plan my work around with my business, because my goal in this business is to help my mom. Like that's my biggest goal, is to help my mom. And I tell my friends all the time, like, why don't you want to go out? I'm like, I really need to help my mom. Like I can't, she needs money, and she needs help so that I can help her live a much more happier life, and instead of being stuck at home all the time. So that's my goal. And like once you tell people like I find when you tell people the reason why you can't really stay out long or you can't attend a thing, if it brings it back to family, or that you need to support other people, I find most people are more lenient and be like, okay, well, next time let's hang out. But yeah, I'm not good last minute stuff planning. It's hard. It's so hard for me because
Yeah.
my thoughts are always with the business.
Yeah, same with me. It's just because I have kids. So it's like people understand, why are you late or this and that. I'm like, I don't want to be a whiny pants, but you don't know what goes on in my life. And that's what I think a lot of times. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't know what it took me to get here, and how many kids I had to say, hurry up, where are you? Get in the house, come on. Trying to get your clothes together, trying to do. So it's not easy. Believe me, anybody who's watching, life is not easy. Nothing's gonna come easy. If anybody tells you that you got this and you're gonna make $1 million tomorrow, it's a scam.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm offering you guys as a coach is complete support. I'm
Mhm.
offering you the opportunity to use my ads. I'm offering you the opportunity where I can set you up, no joke, in a week's time, in 3-4 days time, with your website, your sales funnel, an ad up and running, free or paid, whatever the case may be, and you bring in leads and buyers and checks in the mail. That's what I'm offering you. I'm not telling you you're gonna make 5,000 tomorrow on a sale. I'm telling you tomorrow you could possibly make 1,200, 500.
Mhm.
But that's big. To a lot of people, that is big money. To
Yeah.
me, because I've seen what this business is capable of, it's small compared to what I've seen. But when I first started, it was big. And
Mhm.
I'm offering you, like we said, a free workshop where you can come in and you can feel very comfortable, and you don't have no obligation, and you can say, what is this business? What is all the fuss about? What is all the buzz about? Even though Paulo says, like, go elsewhere, I'm the total opposite when it comes to that, because I'm like, don't go elsewhere. You won't find anything else like this business. People come in and be like, I don't really know about the products. I don't know if I'd want to sell something that's such high price. I'm like, what? That's high revenue. What do you mean? Well, you want something that's very high price because that's high revenue. The
Yeah.
higher you sell a product, the higher the revenue is, because there's more margin in the middle for this company to pay us the commission. That's
Mhm.
that's why I love this company we're affiliated with, and it's good for you. It's very high end medical grade products. Then so we decided as a community, and our leaders decided, okay, let's bring in another product that's not so higher price, so someone else could afford it. So there you go. There's the solution. But I would advise you, literally, get all these companies, work with all these companies in our advertisements, which you're going to create an ad and it's going to bring in all these buyers and leads from it. So this business is not small fries. This business is, and that's what I loved about it. And that's another big, expectation. Like, I didn't realize this was going to be a huge asset in this business. It's something that was a surprise. I didn't realize how big this business was. I didn't realize how much money I would be making and how big this company was. It's been around since almost 50 years. It's 6 gold seals of quality. So these products, some of our products are necessities, right? They're actual necessities. So that's why I love this. I won't take much more time. Did you want to add anything else, Paula?
Well, I just want to just like add to that where like the realization that the whole I know you mentioned selling, but for people who are watching, you don't need to do the selling because our system's automated. We have everything on the back end that does everything from the email campaigns to the weekly webinars, and the coach is selling the products for you on the back. And so that way, when a person who is looking into into this business buys one of the products, you make a cut of the commission. And so that's why all your focus is just on the marketing side of the business. So that's why a lot of people are able to work their day jobs or work multiple part-time jobs because of the whole automation part of the system. And that's what I didn't realize how intertwined it is that I've been able, like I'm still able to work, because a lot of it can be done on your phone once you get set up. That's the other best part. I would say 90% of what I do on my business is on my phone. And we'll show you how to do that once you're all set up, but everything's there. And so yeah, I mean, that's there's so many other things I want to talk about, but I know we're already past the 30-minute mark. But if you anyone who's watching this live or watching replay, definitely watch the informational webinar because people always ask me like, oh, can you tell me in 5 minutes what this business is about? And I'm like, I can't. You have to watch the information webinar because it will go through all the basics of how to start this type of business that we're talking about, this whole business model. And then from there, you're able to create questions that is targeted within, that's more related within this business rather than other questions that have come up from other, people say like, oh, this online business doesn't work, or like you've experienced a business, like another online business that didn't work. That's all different because a lot of that stuff is either they didn't have automation involved or that it was offline, whereas we do online automated system where we're able to do a lot more things streamlined. So yeah, that's
Definitely.
all I want to add in.
Definitely. And I'll say a few more things to all those who signed up and see the companies. They're like, oh, well, I Googled this company, and some people I see have very bad reviews that they didn't make anything. They're
Mhm.
probably not a part of our community, or they may have came into this business and they didn't do anything and they didn't start up an ad. But I love how you put the automation thing in there, and that we cut the sales for you, or the system cuts the sales for you. We cut the sales on the higher products because you need to sign off paperwork. It's higher products and there's more money involved. But the lower price products, people can buy right off your website.
Mhm.
So I love that. And believe me, we teach you how to advertise to the perfect quality traffic that
Mhm.
is going to buy these high revenue making products. So it's not that we just advertise to anybody. We show you. We have expertise training. All of us took part in this expertise training too. So everything that I learned in the last 3.5, 4 years, I give to you exactly right then and there. That's why so many of my business partners are succeeding. There's people who came in just about a couple of weeks ago and they're getting buyers and buyers and buyers. There's people who are getting like congratulations to Helen making over 1.2K on a sale. Angela Siegfried, Erica, Liana, all my people, all here from Kelowna too, and all my German Russian girls and my business partners from Leamington, Ontario. There's Margaret, all even Magic. Oh my goodness, Magic got a whole bunch of sales coming in. Like there's all my business partners who just started a couple of months ago. So when you hear us saying, well, there's 40,000 business partners worldwide, that doesn't, we haven't even scratched the surface, right? So we're global. There's tons of money to be made and we're just growing at an exponential rate, like Paulo said. So thank you, Paulo. God bless you.
No,
And
you're welcome.
thanks. And then anybody who is watching and wants to see how you can get started, go to our websites, juanpaulo.com, and mine is georgiawilliams.ca. And if you see this on anybody else's pages, any of my business partners or Paulo's business partners, it means that we coached and mentored them personally where they can get you started. So reach out to them or hit their link in this post and hit our links in this post and add your name and your email, and you'll be taken right away to our workshop that I hosted. I think Paulo might have hosted the one that's on his page. You'll see our workshops that we hosted to watch right away. Like you can have access, but there is a live tonight at 5 p.m. PST that you can watch and you can write down, like Paula said, jot down questions. The slides are going to show you what kind of website's going to be created, how you're going to be getting $20,000-$30,000 worth of, all these systems and, sales funnel, all of that pretty much for free. It is. And then literally how you're going to be running your business. So that's why we can't exactly show you. We have professionals that made these slides and their videos, and we're hosting it, and you'll see everything. So we break it down for you. So God bless everyone. Thank you, Paulo.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.